Hello, Diargos here. Welcome back to my Factorio series, The Manhattan Project. So I did a few things in between episodes. First, I disconnected my steam engines, mostly these right here, but I also disconnected these few up here in the starter base. And just to see if I have enough power, and I do not from the solar array. I think this many at the time, right about like that. So I've already added two more super arrays on either side on the flanks, and then I've also blueprinted down a minute ago a couple more super arrays on either flank, so effectively doubling up the power, or a little bit more than that actually. I also went up here and added 1,000 construction bots. It was at 500 before, now it's at 1,500. I'll probably add something like 1,000 more at some point. I went ahead and did some more concreting, or laying down concrete. I pretty much spent all of the concrete that was stored up in these chests on filling in underneath the miners. That's really all I did. And I kind of ran out right on this last stretch here and filled in a little bit of the gaps that were down here. That was about it. And then I did the same thing with the landfill. I filled in all of this, got filled in, and I left, if you look, a little strip for power for now, and we're going to want some sources of water since you can't really make water, unfortunately, or at least not yet. You can't dig up, the ground. I would love that feature, but can't do that yet. And then I also filled in some more here, probably doubled that. And just to make it a little easier from having to run up and down, I created a little train station here, and you can see it's already loaded up to full. It just runs up to the landfill, loads up. It's pretty simple, nothing new there. So let's see, did I do anything else? I don't think so. I might have. No, I don't think I did anything else. Not with the belts or anything like that. You can see that green circuits are looking pretty healthy with the copper lines being devoted to them. Even this one's backed up now, finally backed up down here. Red circuits are looking healthy with green circuits, plastic, and copper. And we still have plenty of copper for the rest of the belt. I do want to add some more though. I haven't disconnected. I need to put a radar on here. I haven't disconnected these. They're still running, but this one's not hooked up yet. You can see there's no logistics network there. Right now, my big shortage is blue processing units, and they are also limiting my high production science. You can see it's just trickling out. So I want to scale those up, and let's see what happens with that. And one last thing before I start that process. I did expand this out now, and I'm considering creating some more copper lines, filling those in. We could go as many as 8 more, since we want to have 8 for green circuits and then 8 more for the belt, but I don't know if that's super necessary. So at least maybe 4 more at the most, I would kind of guess. Need to add some radar down here. Yeah, so we're letting kind of power build up, and we'll start with the processing units. We want to let's just expand these out some more. Should have plenty of sulfuric acid since I scaled that up. So one way I can do it is I can pull it straight down, which seems to be pretty good because this is all filled up right now, and we're definitely not at a full belt, or anything like that. So let's start with that. And then the other thing I want to do, in fact, I might want to do that first, is I want to replace these because they do take a while to produce. They take 10 seconds. So I can replace those assembler 2s with assembler 3s. And here we go. We'll grab a stack of that and let those build up. Okay. And that way I'll do this first and then I can blueprint it. Now I have been, over here, I have been moving the speed modules Got most of them filled up. Haven't done it in a while, I guess. There we go. Okay, so none of those are producing at high speed, but you can see the issue is I think we're waiting for... What are we waiting for? Guess we're just waiting for more circuits. Green circuits over here and here. Yeah, I don't know why... Oh, we're waiting for blue circuits. Okay, yeah, that's right. I was thinking we were waiting for green circuits, but we're not. Okay, so these are producing a little faster. We can blueprint these out. I've got one right here. And I was thinking I might want to scooch this in a bit now that I'm kind of comfortable with it being there. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I think that's okay. And we can tear these up. Go. And do I want to do the same thing here? I think I do. We'll move it over like that. And then let's see, we want... Alright, that's fine. We can just plug those together. Yeah, and I'm wasting a little bit of the sulfuric acid, but that's okay. This stuff is like the cheapest of all the oil products. Okay, so we're still getting plenty of sulfuric acid there. That's good. Drop these now. And now to expand this out, we can... I'm not really sure how many this will take, right? So let's copy this. And let's just double the whole thing and just see what happens. That's pretty cool. Like that. And we do need to add some of these here because they weren't. Okay. They weren't there on the blueprint. So it might be where they don't get down all the way, the green circuits and red circuits. In fact, it looks like that's already the case, right? It looks like, what is this, a half a belt? No, that's a full belt. Okay, so full belt. They need 20. Probably, like right here is the line. Even though this is technically getting some, it seems to be taking a while. I might let this one stay and cut this one off. I'm gonna cut them off actually, so that I have enough for just one belt. Kind of giving it a second to clear out and catch back up. All right, let's leave this one in because he's pretty close. And then we'll disable these. Okay, so I'm just marking that off. All right. I know that seems weird that I just put it down, but I just kind of did that to see where I want to leave it. I don't know if I even added that many from doing that. Actually, I can see how many I added. So it looks like I added just one. That can't be right. That doesn't seem like that should be right. Because it was totally backed up before. I guess I got lucky or something. All right, let's add. Let's blueprint this whole thing. Yeah, like that. All right, and we might have to finagle this a little bit with the belts up there, but we'll see about tripling this. Maybe I should come over here as well. Do that. Okay, so that's quadrupled. I don't think that's going to be enough, but all right. It's going to eat up the green circuit again. Give this a minute to build up. In fact, while it's doing that, I'm gonna come over here because I know that they probably ran and dropped a bunch of stuff off in these storage chests, and then they're grabbing it from the providers. So it's good to pilfer this every once in a while. Okay, so we got one of those. Yeah, this is exactly what they did. Alright. Okay, is this done? Looks like it is. Alright, what do we need here? So this is the output line. Alright, I'm gonna do all the output first so I can kind of see where everything needs to go. We'll do this kind of thing. Alright, and maybe not have this right here. We know we have two lines, some that need to go over that way, some that need to come over up here. I think what I'll do is I'll kind of bring them all in this direction, right? So bring these, how many do I want to do? 2, let's do a full 2. That. And then these two can come the other direction. That's good. We'll just kind of mark where the line is going to be. All right. So then output here, here, and here. I should shift R that, but I always forget. You can, if you shift R, you can rotate. So here, it'll be easier to see like this. So if I just click R, it's going clockwise. If I shift click R, it goes the other way. But I never think about that. Habits. Okay. Got a little bit of stuff here in the way. I'm gonna have to fix that up. But then I imagine this coming out. Yeah, I don't like that exactly. I would prefer... I mean, in theory it could work, but I would prefer them to be used actually joined in like with splitters, right? Like that's not joining with a splitter, it's a side join, so it's like the second best way to do it, but this is the best way to do it. All right, I know there's a lot of stuff going on, but that's all right. Okay. But I can make this a little bit cleaner. Let's do that. So we want one guy here, one guy there, one guy there. Okay, we'll do it like that. And then this guy can come over. And this guy can come over. I think that looks nicer. Okay. All right, now I need to do the input stuff, which will be draining the green circuits again. So green circuits on the left and red circuits. Okay, hook you up. Heck, there we go. All right, and this one's balanced here with a full balancer, but I don't know. I did that because it was not balancing after the fact, but I don't know if it's gonna be necessary here. It probably will help. It'll help like with feeding that line, right? Okay, so there's doubled blue circuits. Now let's do the same for over here, and then we'll do that other one last, since it's gonna be a little harder. Oops, didn't need to do that one. Okay, red on the right. And green on the left. Nope, wrong one. Nope. There we go. So I want it to be a full belt. Even if it's not feeding a full belt, I want it to have the potential to be a full belt, right? Okay, so these aren't going as strongly anymore, but that's okay. We're gonna pick these things up here. And I'm also going to shift this over a bit. Can do that. Okay, and then you here. There we go. All right, so that looks a lot nicer, I think. And then we'll put the RoboPort back down, say like right there. Don't think I need a big power pole. Okay. Magnificent. Now let's just hook you guys up. I don't need coal. All right. That's the last one. They get consumed quickly. You saw that one was completely empty just because I disconnected it for a couple seconds, right? So This will consume and possibly back up again, but might take a while longer for that to happen. These bottom ones aren't producing right now, but they'll fill up eventually, I hope. And if I can throw some more green circuits in the line or something like that, that may help. But I will need more copper. And now that these are pulling off the line faster, just want to take a look and make sure that everything else, so like you can see, these are no longer backed up like they were. At the beginning of this episode, they were all the way down to the bottom, full green, and now they're getting pulled out faster, right? You can also see that copper on these last two here are really trickling in. And even on these full belts, these are full dedicated copper belts from furnace line, right? Full blue belt of copper. They are not quite full, but there's enough, at least a half a belt is backed up, right? So they'll always have copper. So this tells me that this is okay size, but I just need to dedicate a full belt of copper, because this one over here is not getting, they're not running at all. And same for down here, that they're kind of on or off, right? And that maybe get a little bit better if these back up, if this backs up a bit, but we'll see how that goes. So the more circuits I want to add, the more I'm going to need more copper and a little bit more iron as well, and of course then more green circuits from that copper. And if I want to add, 2 more here, which I might want to do, then I'm going to need those copper lines. Now we're not quite, this is still, second base, middle base. For the big base, we'll do things completely differently. And the big base is going to be, over here. This is going to be the big base. And we're not going to have the same problems. We're going to have different problems. So, okay, so I'm going to end the episode here. In the next episode, we'll probably set up another couple of copper lines if I can find a good source of copper somewhere. We'll see what we can do with that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.